Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Delve and Dash right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful Dungeon Master for the evening. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is episode 41 of Delve and Dash, as we are going to just dive right in. First, quick note for quick shout out to our sponsors and some of our supporters. We want to shout out to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, Many Sided Dice, and Little Dragon Corp for all their ongoing support. If you type in !Little Dragon into our chat box, you'll get a quick link to their website where you can order some really cool dice and other RPG gear. If you use the coupon code PROBONUS, you'll get 10% off of your order. So, adventurers, you guys are leaving Waterdeep with another caravan. You guys have been hired on by basically the construction crew that is heading north to help repair and do some working on the high road that connects Waterdeep to Neverwinter, so that trade can kind of continue on as business as usual now that Neverwinter is starting to get built back up and building its economy back. Okay. You guys got hired. I believe it was a standard rate, 2 gold a day, I think is what you guys are getting. And they estimate that estimate a total of 9 days to where they're saying the Carnath Roadhouse is located. And this is where all the workers and all the supplies are going to be distributed once they arrive. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Several days will pass without much going on. Weather seems to be relatively good other than a few windy days as you get close to the shore. Is there anything that you guys would want to do before we skip ahead, or do you guys want to skip ahead to kind of just zoom past some of this travel time that will be kind of uneventful right now?
The only thing Franklin would do, aside from mending everything, is tiny spider and watching the cult caravan.
Okay.
I also would just like to keep an eye out for Jamna.
Yes.
See if she's catching up or not.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically just, keeping an eye on the caravans. So.
Okay. Jamie, I did adjust my volume on my microphone a little bit, so just let me know if that helps or hurts.
All right, I have to mute you for a second. Just keep talking.
That's fine. You good? Okay. Sure. Yeah. Franklin is spending time every day, usually transforming himself with his druidic powers into a tiny spider to snoop in on these cultists some more. One thing that I did mention last time is the cultist caravan has actually grown. It's twice the number of carts now. It's actually 10 wagons. And the number of these individuals has definitely increased as well. But there's also probably a good 6 to 10 carts and wagons that are loaded with either people or building materials. Lumber, other kinds of tools were being transferred to this Carnath Roadhouse to be utilized for the construction of this road. You make it to the fork in the road that you guys learned about last time. It probably takes about 2 days for you guys to get there. Probably midway through the second day. And all the caravans continue to move towards the coast on the high road. No one splits off. No one goes up the long road that took you basically towards Yartar, where you guys originally had come from. So that worry that you had of the cart splitting or the caravan splitting when you got here doesn't seem to be the case. You continue on for several more days.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Did Jamna catch up by the time we got to the crossroads?
You have not seen her.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to try to make it look like the caravans went down the other road.
Okay, how would you like to
Using
do
a
that?
stick, I want to try to make like the tire digs in the ground going the other way, and I want to try to like wipe up the tires going the. You know what I'm talking about? The wheels, rather.
Without help, this is going to take a significant amount of time, as in
I'll catch up.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll just do this on the back wagon. I will cast Pass Without a Trace. This way, everything seems to not do anything.
Yeah, so now I just have to do one half of it.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, the Pass Without a Trace seems to do the trick, hiding some of the tracks of horse hooves and wagon wheels and all those other types of things. You're pretty confident in what you've done, Zin, and you struggle to take probably few hours to catch up to the caravan from doing some things that you were doing.
It's cool. I mean, I'll like for horse hooves, I'm gonna get really in detail with it. For horse hooves, I'm gonna do like half a coconut, you know? I'm just like
where exactly
put
are
the
you
little digs
finding
in the
where are you
ground.
finding a coconut here?
I'm gonna conjure it up. I'm gonna conjure it up.
Oh, okay.
Has Zin seen a coconut before?
I'm assuming I mean I'm assuming he's seen most. Is a coconut a fruit?
That's a good question. Is a coconut a fruit? It grows on trees, but it's I don't know.
I think.
Is it considered a
I'm not
fruit?
sure though.
Hey,
I don't know.
if anybody's watching and you got Google open, please Google. Is coconut a fruit? I love
And
it.
if you respond within the next minute, we'll give you inspiration.
that's right.
The coconut can be a fruit, a nut, or a seed. It can be all three.
It can be all three?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. The versatility of coconuts. I'm
Yep.
learning new things every day.
Just Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, except for I'm using it to like make like hoof marks, and then I'll conjure something like the same size as the wheel, you know, just to drag it on the ground,
Oh, beautiful.
like
How
like brass knuckles.
how
you know,
how far are you going with these wheel drags up the road?
I'll go a couple 100 feet,
Okay.
and then like
'cause
pull off to the side.
I'll just let you know, I was outside cleaning a flower bed earlier with a shovel, and I got about 20 feet of it done in about an hour. So I just want to let you know.
That's cool. I'll catch up.
Okay, so eventually Zin catches up to the party, probably like the next day.
Yeah, that's cool.
He just shows up, huffing and puffing. And you guys continue on. You do notice that the cultists, the ones that are familiar with you guys as guards from the other caravans, they'll cast a glance at you every once in a while. It's not by all means rare for other guards to just jump aboard the next caravan and kind of take over the spot and cover the space. But you know, there comes a time where if you see these people for days and days and days and days and they just won't go away, people just start to wonder a little bit.
And I've already made myself look suspicious with some of the higher ups, so
There's always
I'll be speaking to them in Draconic. You know, like, it's a good thing they sent me.
there's always that.
When I see one of them doing that, I just like wave and just give them a friendly smile. You know, see them looking at me, trying to be friendly. You know, play it off.
On the 8th day, you all notice that the landscape begins to change drastically. It appears that the trail is going more eastward, and it doesn't seem as if this was the original trail. It seems as if this was, you know, whenever people go off the beaten path for an extended period of time, it kind of forms its own road or trail. It seems like that. It seems like this is just like people have been going off the road for so long it made a new road, and people have been traveling that way. It's a lot rougher, and you can see that some of the horses struggle sometimes getting through this road. And you notice that the forest creeps closer ever so slightly with each mile that you pass on your travel. It would be from your left-hand side or from the west is where you can see this forest kind of creeping up on you. The forest is also, as you get further in, you can see that it becomes more like a bog. It's more swampy. There's water down by the base of the trees and the roots. The insects get really annoying. They start buzzing around your face. You get gnats in your eyes. Large mosquitoes start landing on your arms and shoulders and things of that nature.
It's a good thing I have a pet frog.
As Jimmy just grabs a huge mosquito
That's
and
right.
munches it down. But it just gets really gloomy and the air gets colder. There is a faint breeze, but it gives you that smell of kind of like a water that's been sitting for way too long. It kind of permeates the air here. And most of you would know, probably more so Franklin, the normal wildlife that you've seen on this travel, the deer, the little rabbits alongside the trail, you know, the occasional fox, you don't really see that anymore. It's almost as if the animals have been replaced by these insects that keep on getting bigger in size the farther you go. So it just gets really different here. And then you need... Let's have everybody make a perception check for me.
15.
15.
Natural 1.
21?
17.
17. 21. Everyone but Zin.
I'm playing with my hacky sack. Leave me alone.
You're still tired from when you had to do that big run?
Yeah, I'm like,
He's still hopping
my
up.
legs. My legs hurt so much. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that.
So, as you're taking glances out into this forest, this murky, dark forest, you first hear faint sounds that you think are just maybe horses in front of you or beside you. Then it almost sounds like, kind of like somebody's foot pull up from a muddy footprint, like a sucking, almost like a mud sucking sound, like, yeah.
Love it.
And then you catch a glance into this bog, and you see like a branch just slightly move and sway.
Is it Jamna? It's fucking Jamna.
I mean, I would go
Just-
investigate.
You're gonna go
I'm just
investigate?
going to like point out to all the caravans, you know, as at least the few people that are near me, that be careful. There's movement. We might be in trouble. We're gonna go
There's
check it out.
movement.
Zen, get up.
All right, I'm gonna go let everybody know. I'm gonna go to all the caravans and let them know there's movement in the forest.
As you guys are doing
I'll
that,
go
you're
with
watching.
Shard.
Yeah, Shard seems to be kind of like tiptoeing over to where he saw the movement to the side of the tree. What would Franklin be doing during this? Franklin, you would have seen it as well.
I'm gonna watch for it. I'm just gonna watch it from where I'm at.
Okay, just watching it from where you're at. Okay,
That's right.
and that's when you all hear as a javelin hits the side of one of the carts, like 3 carts ahead of you guys.
They threw that thing hard.
narrowly missing one of the heads of the cultists from the cultist caravan, and he just looks at the javelin and looks over at you guys. We're approaching. We're under attack! And then all of these lizards and lizard folk seem to just start emerging from the forest.
That's my favorite race.
I need everyone to roll initiative for me, please.
These guys are
Oh boy.
If I don't go last, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'm just glad I have a high dexterity.
I have a penalty, and then I roll low.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I have a 0.
Oh god. Oh
Wait,
god.
I thought you rolled a 0.
No. I have a 0 modifier.
Okay.
Okay,
didn't roll
who thinks they rolled the highest?
I rolled
God. Is that
I
bad,
rolled
guys?
a 11.
11 for Zin. Anybody higher? Oh boy.
Oh, I'm the
8.
fastest.
An 8.
I'm a speedy
I'm an
boy.
8.
An 8 for Dusk. Anybody higher than 8? Oh gosh, this is terrible, guys.
I rolled a
A
5.
5. What about you, Franklin?
I got a 2.
Oh no.
I'm just
Solid
curious, how
numbers.
far did me and Shard get up to the forest line?
You're probably about 10 foot away from the forest line.
Oh,
Like you guys are
great.
right up there.
How close did I get to the cultist caravans?
You were like you're right in front of that guy that just had that javelin went right between you and the cultist.
Oh Jesus! I'm just like Oh no!
Okay. So they're gonna go there, and they're gonna go there. So first up is actually the lizard folk that rolled an 18 on their initiative. 3 of them come barreling out of the close woods, right behind some large trees, headed right for Shard and Dusk. Let's see who's the lucky one, who's going to get 2, and one is going to get 1. Shard, unfortunately, the dice are saying that you're the one that's going to get 2. So the lizard folk approach, their tails kind of flapping in the muddy swamp beneath their feet. The one is actually going to try to come up to Shard and make a quick bite at him. And then he's going to kind of swipe across them with his shield, but his shield has like bones and things like sticking out of it to make spikes on the end of it. So the first attack against, that's not going to do it. That's a 3. That's a 7 to bite. Shard backs away from the bite, and that's a natural 1 as the shield clanks off of your armor. Are you wearing any armor, Shard?
I'm wearing armor and carrying a shield.
So you would have easily blocked shield with the shield. Here comes another one. It's going to try to smack you with its heavy club and then try to bite you. So the heavy club attack, I think that's going to hit. That's an 18 on the die. Plus 4 is a 22.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the heavy club. And then as it tries to bite you, that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Bro, can't wait to see your next character, man.
And that's 5 points of piercing damage as it bites into your shoulder. And now one's coming up to Dusk and is going to use its heavy club and its spiked shield against Dusk. Here comes the heavy club. That's only going to be a 9 to hit.
Nope.
Dodge out of the way. It hits the muddy ground beneath your feet. And the other one is 9. A 13 to hit?
No.
Oh, you easily dodge out of the way of the spiked shield as they miss both of their attacks. That is the end of their turn, as only 3 of these creatures are visible, but you can hear as if up the road, it seems like the whole caravan is being attacked, but these are the only ones that you guys can currently, like, in your vicinity. Zin, you're up.
All right, are there any lizardmen around me, like the one that just threw that javelin by chance?
The closest one to you is actually one standing next to Shard, which is about 20 feet away from you.
All right. How far is the one standing next to Dusk?
About 30 feet. They're standing right next to each other, so.
Okay.
Sorry, before that happens, if an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of me, I can move up to half my speed as a reaction without provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay.
So just at the end of his turn, I'd like to do that to back off.
Okay,
Get out of
nice.
there.
Shard quickly scrambles down, ducking some of these attacks, and rushes away. So you can move half your speed. Is that what you said?
Up to, but in this case, I see no reason not to move half.
Okay.
So 15 feet away.
Okay. So you basically retreat almost back to the caravan. So now it's like both of these lizard men just turn their heads towards Dusk, who's still standing there. So yes, now there are 3, like basically surrounding Dusk, Zin.
I'm gonna go with my good old faithful combo, and I'm gonna bonus action, hidden step, action, mirror image.
Okay.
So I'm invisible.
Invisible,
and
and,
then
you
I
have
make my mirror
make
images.
your mirror images. You gonna stay put where you're standing?
I'm gonna make my way towards dusk, but I'm not gonna get I'm gonna be like 15 feet away from dusk.
Okay, got you. As you do that, you do notice beside you, it looks like massive lizards are pouring out of the tree line as well. It looks like 3 of them are headed in your direction. And looks like 2 of them rush up to Dusk, and one of them looks like to be giving chase to Shard, as Shard's trying to run away. Let me double check their speed really quick to see if one can get to... One is going to use its dash to get... It needed 5 more feet to get to Shard, but it's going to use its dash to get to Shard, so it won't get to attack him, but it's right there behind you, and you can hear its lizard-like footsteps behind you, Shard. And 2 of them are going to try to bite Dusk as they leap up towards him. A 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Just hits.
Yep.
That is going to do 9 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And the other one is also going to bite. That's a 20, so I believe that's going to
That
hit.
hits, yeah.
And you're going to take 6 more points of piercing damage as these giant lizards are just gnawing on your legs. That ends their turn and brings us to you, Dusk.
Okay, seeing that, I'm just gonna kind of like kneel down to the ground, and I'm going to use my bonus action to teleport.
Okay.
Get me out of here.
Where are you teleporting
so
to?
I'm going to, how far away is like the caravans from me? It's somewhere I can see within 30 feet.
Yeah,
so
30 feet behind you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna teleport, and if I can, I will land on top of the caravan. And when I do this, you see like smoke and kind of like blackness, shadows kind of like engulf me, and then I vanish and reappear on the
Very cool.
on the caravan.
Well done.
And then I'm just going to attack one of the lizard men, the one that attacked me. I'm going to attack it.
Okay, perfect.
Does 19? That was 19.
That will hit. It tries to block it with a shield, but does not, so the arrow strikes true.
8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage. Nice.
And then I'm done.
All right. That one seems to wobble back just a bit, but then sets its gaze back upon you, Dusk, as it sees that you've gotten out of its reach. Shard. You have a giant lizard on your heels.
Use a bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And if I continue to move relatively away from them, but sort of a little closer to my compatriots, is anyone still engaged? Is anyone right next to a?
The only one that
enemies?
no one's right next to an enemy at this point.
Okay. Bummer. Does anyone have an enemy advancing on them besides myself currently?
Currently, it seems that you are the one that is the front line right now. As one of them went invisible and one of them teleported behind you.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna I'm gonna move 30 feet back. And
oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to roll initiative for Tottem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not going to help you. Tottem will go after you, Shard.
So if I move 30 feet back, am I behind anyone?
If you move 30 feet, like you're still running towards your caravan?
Yeah.
You've only got about 15 more feet until you run into your wagon.
Okay. But will any of the other party members be closer to the enemies than I am?
I'd probably be closer.
Technically, yes, but you can't see them. Because Zin is invisible.
Right.
I mean, I'm on top of the caravan.
He's on top of
so
the caravan.
If you get behind
and
it,
if you
I'll
run to
take
the
one of
caravan,
the-
you'll be right next to basically Franklin, who's standing basically right next to the wagon right now.
as I'm running away, I'm going to take one of the carved stone knives off of my person and make an attack against the large lizard dude.
Okay, you got it.
I don't like that at all. Oh. 15?
15 is going to hit.
It's only a dart. So 5 piercing damage.
5 piercing, you got it.
And that's it. I moved back as far as I can.
And you're going to continue to move. You're basically standing right next to Franklin beside the wagon right now that you guys were walking beside.
Okay. Can I use my movement, the rest of my movement, to get under the wagon?
Sure. You'll have to go prone and crawl. But absolutely.
Well, I won't do that.
Okay, so you stopping right there?
Yep.
All right. Tonum gets to go, which I believe Tonum would probably be right beside the cart as well, or sitting on the cart probably. I think I do have Ani's character sheet here. What would Tonum do? Maybe throw
Firebolt. Chaos bolt.
There is a chaos bolt.
Just use cantrip. Call it good.
There's frostbite.
Yeah, there you go.
Frostbite on the lizard that was trying to nip at Shard's heels, probably.
Sure, sounds good.
Sure.
All right, we'll do that. So, Constitution saving throw for the lizard. Oh God, that's an 18. I think that's gonna do it. Oh yeah, definitely. It saves, so unfortunately, I don't think, since it's a cantrip, I don't think it does anything.
Nope.
The freezing cold temperatures doesn't seem to bother this lizard that much. It's natural habitat. All right. Tonum will just stay hunkered down in the wagon, and that brings us to Franklin.
I'm going to start my turn by casting Call Lightning, and I'm going to do my verbal component entirely in Draconic.
Okay.
And then, as part of that, I get to attack one of the lizards. And I'm going to attack the one closest to us. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, will do.
Its DC is 15.
Let's see. I rolled a 14, so let's see if it has any bonuses.
It probably passes.
Dex is a +1, 15. Just meets it.
Okay, and I believe that it takes half damage.
Okay.
Yep, half damage.
Okay, so how much damage?
I'm rolling that right now.
Gotcha.
So 16, half it, so 8.
8 points of damage.
And then I'm going, as a bonus action, I'm going to wild shape into a bear.
All right. Nice. Do you have the statistics for a bear with you?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. So all of a sudden...
And then I'm going to move up to the closest lizard.
Okay, that lizard that you just struck with lightning is now blackened and charred a little bit. Not looking very healthy, but you rush up to it. As Franklin takes off towards, you see tufts of hair start to form, and he bursts. It's probably about the same size as Franklin is already, but he just transforms into this bear and just...
It's a large beast, so...
starts like clamoring towards this lizard. That I think will end Franklin's turn. Bring us back to the lizard folk at the top of the round. Now seeing this bear lurching towards one of their pet companions, all three of them charge up to the bear. Since the bear is
perfect.
The closest,
all part of my nefarious plan.
So they basically surround you, Franklin, and here comes the lizard folk.
If they miss me, they are awful. I have an AC of 11 right now.
So here comes a heavy club and a spiked shield. So that is going to be a 14 to hit. I believe that hits with that.
11.
So 5 points of bludgeoning. Spiked shield slashing at you at a 23.
All right.
That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage. Now here comes a heavy club and a bite.
Okay. I've still made all my saves so far to keep my...
Gotcha. That one's going to miss with only a 6. So the bite misses. Here comes a heavy club. That's a 21. That's gonna connect to your cranium for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
I passed that one too.
And here comes another, we'll call this heavy club spiked shield attack. So heavy club, 14, I think is going to hit a bear. 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And a spiked shield is only a 6, so you dodge that one. And that ends their turn, bringing us to Zin.
You're muted.
I'm still in bear form.
You're still in bear form?
Yeah.
You got
That's cool. Would you be mad if I hit you with some damage?
I mean, I would lose my bear form. Because, let's see.
If I hit
Let me
you, I
redo
can hit
all
all
that
of
math real
them.
I mean, go for it. I don't think it's going to hurt that bad,
So
but
basically-
I have a better deck save right now.
Basically,
Okay,
what
that's fair.
you can see threatening you right now, Zin, is there are 3 lizard folk and an injured giant lizard basically surrounding this bear in the middle of the trail. And then off the trail just a little bit, there's 2 massive lizards that look like they want to eat the bear as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to help out Franklin here. Sorry, Franklin. So I immediately come out of invisibility, and there are 4 of me, I think. Yeah, and then I cast minute meteors,
Okay, so these little
As
meteors
my
go
action.
surrounding you, orbiting around your
and they
body.
surround all of my my people as well because they cast it. And then
Nice.
and then I'll throw 2 of my meteors at Franklin. And when they explode, they hit everything within 5 feet. And if they're surrounding Franklin, it should hit all of them.
Okay, does
Okay.
does
So I
Franklin
need to make a deck save?
make deck saves?
You need to make 2 deck saves, and so does everything else surrounding
Oh,
Franklin.
good lord.
Hey, I would just like to say I failed both of those because that was a 2 and a 3.
Nice.
Oh
good.
no, please don't do this again, guys. I don't need...
He's a bear. He's fine. He goes back to his normal form.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, so since they hit, now the other creatures have to make saving throws, right? For both.
Yes. Well, it hits everything. Everything makes a deck save.
Okay.
Because it just explodes on the impact.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 for each one because it's 2 meteors, right?
Yeah, it's 2
So
meteors.
the first lizard, what's the DC on this?
It is a 14.
Okay, both failures for the first one.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and give me damage so I can just go ahead and do that first. That way it'll let me
Okay.
know.
I don't think I added anything to this. Yeah, no. So the first one is 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire.
Sorry, Franklin. I rolled really high damage.
It's okay. I've got 4 hit points left as a bear.
Okay.
That was just the first one, 9?
That was just the first one, yeah.
Okay. What's the second one? Here, I'll just write it down. So the first is going to be 9. And the
And
second,
the second one is 11.
11 points. One of those lizard men, after getting pummeled by these little meteor explosions, his shield goes flying up into the air and he just flops to the ground.
And if they pass the save, then it's half damage.
Okay, gotcha. So here comes, I'll say my purple die is for the first one and my blue die is for the second one. Here comes the second lizard man. A 3 and a natural 1.
Nice.
So that's 20 damage. This one was previously untouched. It looks like it's about ready to fall over. It falls to a knee, but it's still alive and going, and you can see like basically pummeled. The next one is going to make both saves. What is happening?
I still have my spell though.
What was the DC you said?
14.
That's both fails. So that one is looking very hurt as well next to this bear. The lizard goes in and makes its saving throws. There we go. Both are 16s.
Okay, so it takes half.
Half damage.
I'm not a bear anymore. I'm a turtle.
Both of having even making those saves, both of that was enough to kill the injured giant lizard as it lays there motionless in front of the bear.
Sorry, Franklin. I I had to do, I had to try. Uh, and then I'll just back up to the cart if I can.
Well, actually, you'd be moving like, yeah, you can move to the cart. Yeah.
And then, yeah, I still have the 4 of me and 4 meteors circling my head.
Watching you scoot towards the cart, the 2 lizards that were thinking about going after the bear and then saw things die decide to chase after you, Zin.
One of them gets an attack of opportunity from me.
Well,
And if I hit,
the one that was close to you is dead. These 2 were
I thought there was 3 close to me.
No, there was only 1 giant lizard. We're on the giant lizard's turn. There were 2 still far off that were rushing up.
Okay, would they have run by me and
No.
provoked an attack of opportunity?
They're going more for
Darn.
Zin. Yep. They are going to try to bite you, Zin.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
The first one hits one of my illusions.
So one of your illusions dissipates.
Yes.
Okay, so now that one you only have 3 illusions. That one is going to be a 15 to hit.
That one hits me.
Hits you. Bites into you for
Yes.
a total of 9 points of piercing damage, Zin.
Okay.
You feel the pain of these
Yeah.
razor-sharp teeth drive into your right thigh.
Okay.
And that ends their turn and brings us to dusk.
Well, I'm going to shoot the lizard that just attacked Zen.
Okay.
It's 20. Not natural.
That definitely hits. As an arrow strikes it.
It's 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing. Arrow sticking out of its back, but it still looks like it has some life left in it.
Well, I'm done.
And then it's Dust's turn.
Just gonna stay up on top of the
Stay on
on
top
top
of
of
the
the thing. Yep.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's no way I can hide up here, right? As a bonus action, because I'm a rogue too. So
It would be very difficult. I would say you could probably just hunker down and get some cover under some crates. But now that they pretty much know that you're there, it'd be difficult to hide.
okay, cool. That's fine.
But if you want to hunker down, I'll give you some bonus to your AC. If you
Sure.
go.
I'll get down and.
So I'll say
take cover.
you have a +2 bonus to your armor class right now, hiding behind some of those crates. All right, that brings us back to Shard.
Okay, there is still one lizard that's on Franklin.
There are 2 what look to be very weakened and injured lizard folk on Franklin. And there are 2 giant lizards trying to assail your friend Zin as he runs back to the cart.
Okay, can I get to Zen within a 30-foot move?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You can get to both of them within a 30-foot move.
Okay. I'll get at least within 20 feet of Zen and throw another stone knife at big lizard attacking me.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Are you going for the one that has the arrow sticking out of its back?
Is there more than one big lizard attacking?
There's
Zen?
two.
There's
There's
2.
one with an arrow in his back and one that's just fine.
Okay, I will go for the one that's already hurt. I think makes more sense.
Okay, sure.
So that is a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And since he is engaged with an ally, I should get sneak attack.
You do.
So I aim for one of his vitals as he attempts to do his stuff.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of dice.
Not this. Let's see. That is 18 piercing damage.
You strike it right in the neck with a little bit of a spray of blood on Zin. This thing falls to the ground motionless.
Nice.
I didn't like that one anyway.
Anything else you'd like to do, Shard?
I will. I'm gonna bonus action dash and crawl under one of the wagons.
Crawl under the wagon, okay?
Yep.
Sure, you do. You crawl under the wagon.
Drop my shield down, like do a diving slide under the wheels.
Nice. Perfect. All right.
And that's it.
Perfect. Okay, that brings us to Tonum. Let's see what Tonum would do. There's something on here called Arcing Bolt. What is Arcing Bolt?
It's one of the new
Click on it.
cantrips.
30-foot range. Bolt of electricity towards the target and jumps to other enemies in the area. Okay, Tonum stands up and tries to shoot an arcing bolt towards one of the lizard folk beside Franklin, hoping that it will jump to the other lizard folk next to it. Because that's what it does. It looks like it's a ranged spell attack first, and then on a hit, a dex save for the second one. Okay. What's Tonum's spell bonus? Wow. That might... Unfortunately, nope, it does not. As an arcing bolt of electricity just zooms past your ear, Franklin. Unfortunately, that is a miss. And Tonum's going to hunker down right next to Dusk, behind a couple of those crates. And Franklin, it's back up to you.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to shoot an arc of lightning toward one of the lizards that's closest to the cultist caravan.
Really the only lizard folk that you can... Or lizard that's... The giant lizard that you can see is basically right behind Zin. Like, you can hear the sounds of combat, but you can't see it.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I will hit the giant lizard with a bolt of lightning. It needs to make a dex save.
Okay. Dex saving throw for a giant lizard is a +1, so that's only a 7.
Okay, so it's going to take full damage from this. Except I just rolled awful. 11 damage.
11 damage, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to bonus action wild shape into a bear.
Okay, and back into a bear goes Franklin as lightning strikes this giant lizard. Looks pretty fried, but it's still standing behind Zin. You going to move, Franklin, or you going to stay put?
I'm going to try to get as close to as many of them as I can. This way, if they want to move, they have to provoke, sort of thing. I want to be in the way.
You're right in the mix with 2 of these damaged lizard folk right now, so you're closer to the majority of them as what you can see right now. If you just
okay, that's fine.
It is their turn, though.
Okay.
So they're going to go ahead and just... I guess they're just going to go with Franklin because Franklin's right there. So here is a, we're going to call a bite and a heavy club attack for the first one. So the bite is only a 7. That's going to miss. And the heavy club is only an 8. So I believe that's going to miss the bear form as well.
Yep, AC 11.
Now we're going to go with a bite and a spiked shield. So that's going to be a 20 for a bite. And that's going to be 8 points of piercing damage. You feel the pain of these razor-sharp teeth pierce the bear's hide. And that is going to be a 15, which I believe will hit with a spiked shield, which is going to do 4 points of piercing damage as it drives it into your midsection.
Okay, I'm still making my spell saves.
Okay, perfect. And it's Zin's turn. You have a kind of a blackened and charred giant lizard that's trying to gnaw on you.
Okay. Okay. I think I was supposed to roll concentration when I got hit by the lizard. I think.
Is your mirror image a concentration spell?
The meteors are.
The meteors are. Okay, go ahead. You can roll one now, and
I did. I dropped it.
You dropped it? Okay, so all the meteors just magically fall out of the air beside you and then just dissipate and vanish.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Then, angrily, grr.
As angrily as
I
Zin
will-
can get, right?
I will cast magic missile at 3rd level.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Uh,
3rd level
I-
gives it 2 extra darts, I believe.
Yeah.
So
I
you
think
have
that's-
5 darts?
Yes.
Okay, where would you like these 5 darts to go? You have
I'm gonna do
a damaged
2
giant lizard next to you, and then 2 damaged lizard folk that are trying to basically beat down the large bear.
I'm gonna do 2 for each lizard folk, and then 1 for this lizard in front of me.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll your
Um,
damage because they automatically hit as they strike true with your
yes.
target.
As I cast it, I tap my book twice, and then I lift my hand with my tattoo, and then black darts fly out of my hand, and they're trailed by like a golden streak.
Very cool. Love it.
Oh gosh. Okay, I dropped that off the table. The first lizard takes 7 from the 7, 8, 9 from the 2 darts. Sorry.
As the arcane energy explodes upon it when these 2 darts hit, you watch it go flying backwards, dropping all of its weapons, lying on the road.
Nice. The second lizard takes 6 damage from his darts.
Also does the same thing. Does like that corkscrew spin when one of the ninja guys in a movie does like a roundhouse kick to them. Spins and then lands on the dirt.
Nice.
Both lizard folk
And
are
then-
now free from Franklin.
Then this silly little lizard in front of me takes 5 damage as well.
5 damage as the arcane energy blasts into this one. Teeters back a bit, and then as the arcane magic dissipates, you can see that it's still snarling in front of you. It's still up.
I hate lizards.
Anything else, Zin?
No, I'm gonna just stand here.
That's great because it's the lizard's turn. And it's
That's
just
wonderful.
gonna try to jump up on you and bite you. And
All right, go for it.
so let's see, it's bite. That's only a 7. You push it off to the side easily.
misses.
It lands in the dirt. It looks pretty hurt. And that brings us to Dusk.
I'm gonna look over, see everything's dead except for that one lizard, and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at it.
Okay.
That's a 23.
That hits.
That is 11, 16 points of piercing.
Go ahead and describe how you put it down, Dusk.
Nice.
Right as it like jumps up to go and like bite at Zen, arrow goes through its head.
Yeah, Zin like grabs this massive lizard and it's like, and then the arrow goes, and then the lizard just goes limp in your hands, Zin.
Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
And that, my friends, takes us out of encounters. It seems as if the sounds of combat around the caravan are dissipating. And you guys are back there standing with this darkened forest just beside you.
Can I go collect my arrows?
You can. How many did you
Okay.
fire off?
I think 3?
Go
2
ahead,
or 3.
go ahead,
I'm not sure.
go ahead and roll a let's say investigation check on this.
That is a 16.
16. I would say you get 2 out of the 3 back.
Okay, cool.
1 is just too damaged. You won't be able to fire it again.
Gotcha.
Can I do the same thing for my stone knives?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So your knives are made out of stone?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and you do the same roll. Let's call it investigation, because there could be a opportunity that your stone knives could break. So
11.
one of them is broken.
I cast mending on it when I'm not a bear. Same with the arrow. So, but in the meantime, I'm gonna move up to where the cultist caravan is,
Mhm. Seems like
Do I see any more lizards?
you see one that's dead on the ground, and one of the cultists is pulling a short sword out of it just as you approach. It takes a rag and it just like wipes the blood off onto a rag and just gives you a quick glance and a nod, and then goes to turn away.
Okay, but there are no more lizards around here.
Doesn't appear to be any of the lizards that are like they're lying around. Some of them are dead. There's a lot of them that are dead. And it seems like a lot of the cultists are dragging them out of the road and like tossing them off to the side into the bog.
Is anyone injured?
It seems like a couple people took a couple people took like javelin wounds, and a couple people got like blood running down their head from where they got beat by a heavy club. It doesn't appear to be any fatalities, but it does seem to be a handful did get injured.
Okay, I will drop my bear form and just cast Healing Spirit, and we will conga line it.
I will conga line right through that.
So Healing Spirit lasts for, is it 10 rounds, 1 minute?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so...
And I'm still going to do my verbal component in Draconic.
Okay, perfect. Easily done. You guys can conga line through that Healing Spirit. How many hit points are you down, Zin?
I was down 9.
Okay, easily enough. You're going to get all those hit points back in a minute. I mean...
I was down 15.
15. Yeah, I mean, even if you roll the dice 10 times, it's probably going to be more than 15, correct, Dalton?
Probably. If you want me to roll it, I will.
I think it's still going to be bigger than 15, so I would say you're probably... If you guys conga line through the Healing Spirit... What does your Healing Spirit look like, Franklin, as you cast it?
It looks like a turtle.
Looks like a turtle. Gotcha. It's a small turtle, glowing turtle in the middle of the road that you guys kind of hover around like a fire in the wintertime, you know, putting your hands over top of it, you know, rubbing them together. All right.
But yes, it does last 1 minute.
Okay. So after a minute, it dissipates and vanishes into a sparkle of magical energy. What would you guys like to do at this point?
Do any of the cultist people use it?
They ask if they can.
I'll let them through.
Okay. Yes. About 3 of them use it.
Cool.
Do you now know their name and social security number or something like that?
Absolutely. I can identify them. I can scry on them and they get no save. That's how powerful this spell is. I have perfect identity theft going
on. Dusk also, while he was going to collect his arrows, would have went to all the humanoid lizard folk.
Okay.
And closed their eyes if their eyes weren't closed. And would have just knelt down and said something to them. So,
you do notice that they do have about in the ones that are around your cart had about 10 javelins on them.
Yeah, just leave that there. I'm not checking their bodies or anything.
Okay.
So.
And then I cast Mending on everything that needs to be fixed: arrows, stone knives, and wagons.
Okay.
I will check their bodies for things.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me, Zin, and you get your stone knife back as Franklin fixes it, Shard. And that other arrow that was broken, Dusk, you get that back as well, as he also uses Mending to fix your arrow.
11.
11? Looking around, they have very crude items. You do notice one is wearing a necklace. And on the necklace, there seems to be beads and other things that look like as if maybe they were made by lizard folk, very like hand carved. Then you notice some odd things that look like things that you've seen in marketplaces that you've passed before. Like they look too good to be made by, well, you know, too nice and refined to be kind of like a primal lizard folk person. It's like this beaded necklace is a mixture of all those types of things.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
Okay.
Weird necklace.
That's right, Jason. Okay. Nobody suspects the turtle. That's right. Jason in chat's chiming in. anything else you guys would like to do?
If the caravan's fine, just suggest to people that we don't stick around too long and keep moving, because they might have friends farther away from the party.
Seems like most of the caravans agree with that statement, Shard. They'd rather get moving on as quick as possible to prevent anything from happening again. Rest of you good with that?
Yep.
As we're walking,
back in the caravan.
As we're walking, I want to cast detect magic to see if this necklace is magical at all.
Okay. After you cast your incantations on the necklace, you find that it is not magical.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nothing magical around.
Other than the magical items that you and your compatriots have, nothing.
All right. All right. That's good to know.
One thing you guys do notice as you're finishing up, packing up, a person who seems to be wiping blood from their blade approaches, a rather short individual. It's Jamna, and she's wearing some different attire. She approaches and says, "Whew! Boy, I tell you, they came out of nowhere, didn't they?" And she just smiles and just winks at you, Zin.
Oh my gosh, Jamna, hey, it's been so long.
Are we all there for this?
So how much did you pay him?
Pay who?
How much did you pay the barkeep to keep me there that late?
I didn't pay anybody anything.
Oh, come on, you paid him.
I don't pay anybody.
We were wondering
Except
where
for
you were.
shopkeepers.
Yeah, she looks at you, Dusk. I'm sure.
He probably had the hots for you.
Who? The barkeep?
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to make a move.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a break. I think the only one here that has the hots for me is that one, and points to Zin.
That's not true. I like my people a little bit taller.
Oh, look, he's blushing.
I don't blush either.
She sheathes her sword. Whew, you're lucky
I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah, you're lucky I was back there, man. They almost came up from behind. Sneaking up.
I think we would have been just fine, but I appreciate it.
You got it. You got it.
Cool.
Cool.
She gets out her water skin and takes a sip. So you guys are ready to continue to move on out then, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, and you travel another day. So you begin to see a structure in the distance the very next day. Looks like a rather large wooden structure. 2 stories. And it looks like there is a gate that opens up into some kind of interior, made with kind of like a wooden palisade, I would say. Large fence. And it seems as if the caravan is headed right towards this location. You can hear everybody kind of shouting and getting themselves prepared as they begin to get ready to pull in what looks to be your destination, the Carnath Roadhouse. There seems to be a few guards stationed out front that seem to be wearing pretty nice armor, nicer than what you've seen with most of the caravans that you guys have been on. And as the first of the caravan wagons pulls up to the gate, you watch as the guards kind of exchange quick glances and a few words, and the gates are pulled open, and opening up to the interior. And they begin to... It's a slow process, but they take maybe 1-2 of the carts inside. The gate stays open, and the other carts just wait in line outside. Kind of like whenever you go to the gas station and there's a line for the pump. You kind of like just waiting for that next turn. And you can see that there are several other folks inside, and they are unloading the materials and goods from the carts inside this open area inside the roadhouse.
Do the cultist caravans also unload?
It seems like they are pulling in, yes. You do notice, after a short amount of time, a large, muscular half-orc male seems to make his presence known. He looks like he's wearing some crude splint mail armor and has a long sword sheathed on his back. He also has a short sword in a sheath to the side. He seems to be walking around with a clipboard of some sort with some parchment on it, and seems to be going through and checking off the shipments and the loads that are coming in, and looking over some of the boxes and just making little marks with a quill pen as things are taking place. He seems to be barking a lot of commands and orders as everything is going, pointing people into directions of where to put different materials within the roadhouse as well.
Does he do that about the cultist caravans too?
He does it
But
for
like
every.
he's taking, like,
He looks like he's taking point on everything. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you guys over. Well, I wish I could take you over to a new map, but we're not all in roll 20. I'm gonna look at the new map, so that way I can give you guys a better description of what you see. Are you guys staying outside with your carts, or are you guys making your way inside?
Does the guy with the clipboard come near me?
It doesn't seem like he's going outside of the main gates. It looks like he's staying in what would be the, what do you call, like, the inner part of I guess the courtyard area. I guess he's staying in there. But if you want to move into it, it doesn't seem like they're stopping anybody from going in and out.
Okay.
It seems like everybody's moving about freely, as if everybody's kind of on the same page here with what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna take out my bottle of alcohol and I'm gonna take a big swig of it to get the alcohol in my breath.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna like pretend I'm really drunk and walk past the guy with the clipboard. But as I walk past him, I like accidentally shoulder check him.
Okay.
To get a good look at that clipboard.
Okay.
And then I like fall on the ground.
Okay. First of all, make a deception check for me, please.
I smell like alcohol, dude. Could I, you know?
Okay, you may you see the shirt that I'm wearing tonight. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
You can roll with advantage because of your alcohol breath.
Thank you. I'm just like, oh God. I accidentally closed my character sheet, so I'm trying to pull up.
Yeah, I accidentally closed this guy's too, so I'm gonna look my notes.
You said deception?
Deception, yes.
18.
18. Okay, you bump into him. He's, what is going on? Go ahead and make a perception check additionally to see how much of this you can actually see during this very split second.
7.
A 7. You don't get a very good look at it, but you do notice that there are two, it's almost broken up into two columns. You can see one side says construction, the other side says strong room, but you can't see anything else like listed.
So I'm assuming if I tried to conjure this, now that I've seen the clipboard, I wouldn't be able to get all of the words on it.
It would look like, you know how sometimes when you fake writing and you just put a bunch of scribbles?
Okay.
Like it would say strong box and then a bunch of scribbles under it.
Well, it was worth a shot, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, get up, you drunk.
Hey, I'm not a drunk.
You know
You're a skunk.
You know I got plenty of that if you could have just waited till we unloaded.
I already am unloading right now.
Okay, well why don't you go help unload that lumber over there from that wagon?
Why don't you lumber over on that wagon?
Because I'm bog luck. I tell you what to do. It's not the other way around. I'm in charge
I'm not working for you. You're not the man.
They keep on sending
I'm just gonna like casually walk up, and because I'm probably just as tall or taller than him, I'm just gonna pat his head and just continue walking.
he seems to like basically be cursing under his breath as he walks away from all of you. Just keep on sending these. Both of you,
I'll walk by
both of
and-
you make perception checks as well. And
I'll
then-
walk by and help Zen up.
Okay.
That's a 19.
19 as well.
Nice. You guys do notice on his scabbard of his short sword, it is decorated with various dragon type designs. And on the other side of his belt, dangling, there seems to be a silver key.
You had to say that. You know I want that key now. Wait, I see the key?
You see the key, but he's already walked away from you. You noticed
That's all I need to know. That's all I need. I conjure the same key and put it in my pocket.
Okay, you conjure it?
Yeah,
Okay, so now you have a glowing key.
I put it in my
And
pocket.
how long does your conjurations last? How long do they last?
It disappears after 1 hour.
1 hour.
But since I've seen it, I can conjure it.
So you can conjure it at any time now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen
Got
it.
you.
Yeah.
You got it. Yep. You conjure a key quickly. Actually, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to make sure that no one else, everybody else around, because it's bustling right here. Everybody's like picking up boxes and moving them back and forth.
14.
14. Okay, that's pretty good. Yep. You think you've got it like stowed away, pretty safe and sound in your pocket, in your belt pouch.
Come on, Zen. Let's go get you some food so you can sober up.
You're a food.
I was trying to see the clipboard and I didn't really get a good look at it.
I understand what you were doing. That's why I'm
But he had
trying
a
to help
key on
you.
his pocket. He had a key on his pocket, and I saw that. So don't know what that key goes to, but
Do some
we can
sleeping.
unlock it.
Let's keep going.
All right. I get back up.
Shard, what would you be doing during this?
Oh. What exactly does it look like inside this place? Because the wagons you said are not going in. Like, it's not big enough for that, right?
It's like it almost seems like some wagons go in, they get unloaded, and then they go back out. It almost seems like there's not enough room in here to store all the wagons, so they just leave them outside. But you do notice that they do take the horses off, and there's some stables inside. And they take the horses back to the stables, where you notice that they're being passed off to what look like 4 stable boys that seem to be taking the horses and pulling them back into the far ends of this place. It looks like there's 2 doors that lead into a stables. You also notice that there are several other rooms around the outskirts, and it looks like there's some steps that lead up to the upper story and into a room that some of them seem to be going up there and seem to be like pulling looks like some of them come out with plates of food and bowls of things, of warm food. It seems to be there must be some type of kitchen or something, pantry or of that nature up on the top floor. Let me double check what this number means right here so I can give you guys the right description of these. Yeah, there's several rooms around too. You see doors around, and it seems like a lot of the people that drive the wagons and things like that utilize these small rooms here inside this courtyard area. They're kind of enclosed in as well with wooden beams and things of that nature.
Do I see like a marked difference in who's going where? Like, are the people from the cultist wagons look kind of like they might be congregating a little bit in one of these places, or?
Not necessarily. It seems like they're not really like they're all kind of moving about. The cultists don't really talk much to most of the construction workers, which you've noticed so far. It seems like they're very cold shouldered to the construction workers, but it seems like the workers are just like, hey, I'm here to get paid, so I'm just going to keep on doing what I do. Seems like some of them are kind of used to it. Maybe this isn't their first time being here, and maybe not their first time being on a construction mission with this charter company.
I would like to go around near the cultist people, maybe near that that guy, would you say he was a half orc or something?
Yeah.
Just kind of going around casting mending on things, and the incantation is still in Draconic. I kind of want to look around to see who understands what I'm saying.
Okay. As you're moving about, it doesn't really seem like many people understand what you say. The only time that you ever notice somebody understanding what you say is Asbera. Seems to give you quick glances every once in a while, but he seems to have gone upstairs and has retreated to the second level of this roadhouse. The half orc doesn't really pay you much mind during all this. Actually, kind of looks at you. Huh, well, you could be useful. Just kind of huffs and puffs a little bit.
I pat his head again.
I wish you would stop doing that.
And I don't stop the patting until he walks away.
He sighs heavily, turns around and walks away as you're still patting his head, so you just pat air a few times.
At least I'm not like beating on his head. It's like you've been good, sort of thing.
Franklin and Shard, go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Cool.
Since you guys are specifically kind of like right around in this area and snooping around a little bit.
25.
11. Okay, 11's good enough. I mean, they're not trying to hide it from you. You do notice several of the boxes from the cultist caravan go into a room that's off to the left side of the courtyard, whereas most of the construction materials are just being piled up within the open space of the courtyard.
Is that room locked with a silver key?
Currently, the door is wide open. They're just walking crates and barrels in.
Okay. Oh,
Well, now I have to know what's in there. Tiny spider, and I'm gonna sneak my way in.
Right now?
I mean, I'm gonna walk around the corner, cast Pass Without a Trace, and then I'm gonna wild shape into Tiny Spider, and then I'm gonna just walk right in.
Okay. Anything else? You guys are watching. Franklin seems to go and hide behind a bunch of crates in the corner of all the construction materials, and then just kind of disappears.
Interesting. Okay. I guess I'll wander back over with Zen to stand near Shard and just kind of keep a watch, also, and see if there's anything weird or other things going on
Okay.
that we might find interesting.
Okay.
I will get something to eat for everyone. And I'm going to walk to the room where people are coming down and play.
Okay, so you're heading up the steps to the second floor. And honestly, as soon as you get up to the top of the steps, there is a door that's wide open, and when you walk in there, you see several round wooden tables with chairs. And it looks like a pretty large open kitchen area, where you see that there is a chef, complete with chef's hat and apron. Sauces kind of stained all over the apron. Seems to be like just shoveling soups, putting them into bowls, putting various hot foods of different meats and vegetables on plates. And looks like he hasn't shaved in a few days and has streaks of gray hair. He looks like he has kind of like your hair, Chris. It kind of like pulls back into like a small ponytail in the back, but he has like streaks of gray going through it. Definitely looks like he's a little rotund. It looks like he enjoys some of his food as well, as he's standing there, and he looks like he's wearing a lot of it. As he's basically ladling it into bowls and like dishing it out.
What kind of food is available here? Like, is it like, a big pot of slop?
It's kind of like a big pot of slop. It looks like at first glance, if you remember, if you've ever seen potato soup, it kind of looks like that thick kind of soup.
Okay. I will order 4 servings of schlop and request, is there any meat in it?
There's probably some bird or chicken in there. Could be axe beak. You don't know.
I'll ask him if he has any vegetarian options.
Got some broccoli.
3 orders of schlop and 1 order of broccoli.
You got it. He starts to, and you kind of hear him mumbling a little bit to himself. He's like, and it looks like he's got like bags under his eyes. He looks tired. Is all get out. Don't hear some of the first words. But he's like, oh, don't get no sleep from all those critters on the floor, banging and knocking and hissing and whispering all hours of night. I could use a good night's rest. And then he takes all that soup and he hands you the 3 bowls and a plate of what seems to be steaming hot boiled broccoli.
Thank you.
You
Noisy here at night?
Oh, I think the place is infested with rats.
You were looking for someone to clear rat problem?
Oh, honestly, that'd be great. I'd love to be able to sleep a little bit. See, I don't even have a room. They just make me pull out a bedroll right here in the kitchen.
Do they pay you well?
They pay me enough. But I tell you, one of these days, I'm out of here. On to bigger and better things. My mother told me I could start that restaurant in Waterdeep. Heck, I could even go to Neverwinter. They're rebuilding.
If that is what you want. Yes.
Does that make you uneasy?
Not my dream.
To each their own.
Do you use rats for the stew?
Oh no, I don't ever see the rats. I don't know. I hear the noises every now and then. I don't even hear them every single night.
Are you sure they are rats?
You see him kind of ponder just for a moment. That's strange, you know? Now that I think about it, the sounds, they just only usually happen like a few nights after a new load gets dropped off here. Now ain't that some oddball rat behavior? Huh.
Could be leprechauns trying to steal supplies.
You've seen these leprechauns?
Yes.
Make a deception check.
15.
I always thought leprechauns were fake. I thought it was stories my mama used to tell me when I was a wee lad to get me to go to bed early.
Well, now you know.
Now I know. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.